In our top story today, July 10th, 2018 was a day that will forever be remembered in Watford City. That's the day an EF2 tornado hit the town, injuring 28 and taking the life of a 6-day-old boy. In a story that you'll only see on KX News, Robert Suhr sat down with the parents of the little boy who lost his life.
These stairs behind me are all that remains of the mobile home once occupied by Marissa Reber and Will McGuire. Their home picked up and thrown hundreds of feet by a tornado that hit here in Watford City last summer. Killed in the incident, their 6-day-old son, Blake. Now, Watford City officials are hoping new changes will help prevent further catastrophes. Nearly 300 days have passed since the couple lost their 6-day-old son, Blake, to severe weather. Tuesday morning, they allowed me to sit down with them and discuss that awful day for the first time.
It was actually one of his nights off because he works nights. So we were up late. It was 12:30, 12:45, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Sitting there and just house started shaking and everything. And kind of like looking at him and jumped up and we went to go take off. We made it about 5 steps. The next thing we knew, we were most likely airbound the whole time we were moving. Just we couldn't get our footing.
Marissa tells me she did everything she could to save their son's life.
When the storm hit, he had just been sleeping when we were taking pictures of the storm. And then he woke up, so then I changed him and fed him and everything. And then when we started shaking, jump up, and I cradled him the whole time. Deputy showed up and kind of pulled him away from, because I held on to him the whole time. When he pulled him away, the whole right side of his head was all swollen up, and I mean, he didn't cry the whole time. He was still breathing, but he didn't cry at all.
But Blake would succumb to his injuries a few hours later before emergency responders were able to transport him to Fargo. It's a night the couple says they relived in their heads over and over.
I would only sleep like an hour or two every night. I would basically relive it every time I closed my eyes. It just total flashback and relive every second of it again.
I think about it often, and I think about what lessons could be taken from it, or periodically I'll think about what I could have done different as a dad, and as a boyfriend.
So how has Watford City changed since that tragic night? I went to the top to find out.
We learned a lot about what we need to improve, and like I was saying earlier, we had another tornado a few years before this, and communication and notification was a big issue there. I think our notification has gotten better. It still needs some work.
McKenzie County Emergency Manager Carolyn Jappy tells me the city is in the process of upgrading the warning siren in the middle of town. One of those upgrades would allow emergency dispatchers to turn it on when they couldn't before. A community emergency response team should also be up and running by this summer. As for Marissa and Will, they have this message for parents.
They're just hold your kids close, cherish the moments you got with them.
They tell me they would have never gotten through this ordeal without the support of the Watford City community. They also tell me they will attempt to have another child, but not until they get married next year. Reporting for KX News, I'm Robert Suhr.
Now, the couple went on to say that they would have never gotten through this ordeal without the amazing support of the Watford City community.